All righty. And for all of you that are here, my goodness, we have a lot of great. I love this turnout. This is Chelsea Bennett from Lulu. I am not going to gild the lily. I'm going to get out of here and let her share her screen and get right on with stuff. Go ahead. And I'll come back in at the end of the thing and help you with Q&A.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Thank you so much, Kay. All right. We're going to run through this. I know that Kay kind of prefaced y'all by saying that my internet is being a little internety today. Let's see. I'm using my hotspot, but okay, good. So I think this will work. I do have a couple of videos. I'll see how those go. And if worst case scenario, I can re-record this session and share it. I'll also share my email address at the end of the session. So if you do have questions, don't hesitate to reach out. But I'm putting all my energy in a good internet connection. So hopefully we'll see how good my energy is, I guess. All right. Well, hello and happy Women in Publishing Wednesday. So I am Chelsea. I'm here to talk to you about how to publish, print, and prosper with Lulu. All right, so a little bit about us to get started. Lulu is a real word. I always like to say that. It's not just a leggings brand or a women's clothing company. It's a real word, which means a remarkable person, object, or idea. We have printed over 63 million books and paid out over $158 million in author revenues. I always like to share those numbers so that you just understand the scale that we operate at and how long we've been doing this. We've been around since 2002. So we've had a lot of longevity in this space and are pretty good at what we do, I think. So our mission is that we're dedicated to making the world a better place, one book at a time, through sustainable practices, innovative print-on-demand products, and a commitment to excellent service. All right. We are also a B Corp. I always like to start with this. This is something that I am very proud of. I'm so excited that Lulu has taken this pledge and decided to be a member of the B Corp community. If you're not familiar, B Corps are companies that have been certified by the nonprofit B Lab, which comes in and makes sure that you're meeting these standards of social and environmental performance, accountability, and transparency. So we've kind of passed gift giving season, but if you have someone coming up that you want to buy for, the B Corp is always a good place to look. And if you want to publish more sustainably, then I invite you to check us out, which you have to do now because you're in this session. All right. So as Kay said, I am Chelsea Bennett. I am Lulu's education and community manager. So I get to share a lot of information like this. And I'm so excited to be with you. And thank you for taking the time. And that is my cat, Batman. And he will not be here today, unfortunately. I did ask him, but his schedule was insane. All right, so we'll start with what does Lulu do? If you joined my session during the Women in Publishing Summit, some of this will be a bit of a refresher for you, but I will share some extra information as well. All right, so we make books at Lulu. That's in a nutshell, we make books. So here are some of my favorites. Big Bellied Merbabes is a body positive coloring book. I love this book. It's one of the first ones that I found at Lulu. Beside that is Luxie House Magazine, which is a high fashion magazine. The Smoke in the Sea is a beautiful book by Katie Cross. Kay, I know that you're friends with her, so shout out to Katie Cross, who I'll talk about a little bit more later. The Little Alphabet Foodie is an adorable children's book. And then Pitbull Flower Power, I actually have this calendar on my desk. I love this calendar. We see a ton of folks make calendars with us towards the end of the year. A lot of pet influencers, which is a thing nowadays, you know. But Sophie Gamon makes these beautiful calendars where she goes into animal shelters and tries to help get pit bulls adopted by photographing them in these adorable flower crowns. All right, next we have a self-care planner by Dominique Calderon. I will talk about her in a little bit as well. Tiny Home Big Flava is a beautiful cookbook. Fresh Words is a poetry magazine. Tell Me Where I Am is a novel by Lynette Greenfield. And The Prodigy Protocol is a sci-fi novel by M. Tucker. So I just like to kind of start here to share some of the different formats and genres that we see folks using and creating at Lulu. We do hardcover, paperback, coil bound, calendars, magazines, and comic books as well. And ultimately, we're here to help you publish, print, and prosper. So at Lulu, it is free to publish. And so we don't charge any upload or revision fees. As you were in this process of researching different platforms to use for your self-publishing journey, you may find that some will charge you to upload titles and charge you to revise your work as well. So at Lulu, we do not charge those fees. We have free resources on our blog and social media accounts. You can find us all over the webs at lulu.com. We have a Publish and Prosper podcast. We have over 3,000 possible format, color, and size variations, including novella. We offer paperback, coil-bound, hardcover, case wrap, and dust jacket, saddle stitch, and calendar wire O bindings. We have a book pricing calculator, which I'm going to walk you through here in a second. We have a built-in cover tool and order import tool, which is great as well. So for our order import tool, the way that you'll use that is if you have a crowdfunding campaign, or you're taking pre-sales, or if you just have a lot of orders to fulfill at one time, you upload a CSV file with all of that information in it, and you can place all of those orders at once. So that can be quite handy. We have a global print network. So I think we're at 12. We have around 12 printers around the world. So when you print with Lulu and you are selling books, the book will print at the printer closest to the recipient. So that order will route to the printer that's closest to that destination to help save on shipping times as well as shipping cost. And we have multiple ways to sell. So we have the Lulu bookstore, global or retail distribution through Ingram and Amazon, Lulu Direct, and our print API. And I'm embarrassed that I waited this long to introduce my co-host on this slide, Ruben the Bulldog. So as I mentioned, a lot of pet influencers make calendars with us, and Ruben's human is one of those. All right, so how to publish with Lulu. The first thing I'm going to show here is a video of our pricing calculator. Let's see if it will load for me. Okay, so what this should be, okay, it's coming. All right, so this will be a video of our pricing calculator. I hope it comes through okay, if it will load. But this is one of my favorite tools on Lulu. And if it doesn't, that's okay, because I'll send these slides out afterwards. Oh, I see the play button. Let's see what happens. We're all on this journey together. All right, so this is our pricing calculator. So this is one of my favorite tools at Lulu. Oh no, okay, it's going. All right, so you should be able to see going through the process of choosing your product type. So you'll make all your selections of what you want your book to look like. So you'll see here all of our options. You know what, I'm not gonna risk it. Okay, I'll just tell you. I'll talk over it. This will be a live action video, and I'm the star. So this is our pricing calculator. If you go to lulu.com/pricing, you'll be able to click into this. You'll see all of our products. You'll be able to choose the selections for your book. So you'll be able to say your book size and page count. Under that is binding type, then your paper type. You'll also choose if you want your interior file to be color or black and white. From there, your book will be built. So on the right side here, you can kind of see that there's a little phantom book there, and that will be building as you make your selection. So you can kind of see a visual representation of what your book will look like. Below this, you'll also be able to see templates for your book. So based on the information you put in, we will provide specific templates for your interior file as well as your cover file. And then below that, you'll see your per unit cost for your book. You'll also see how much you can make through the Lulu bookstore, how much you can make through retail distribution, and how much you can make through Lulu Direct, which is our direct sales integration. So sorry about that. It's not that exciting of a video, but I did want you to see it. Here's another one that I've got. I'll see if it'll play. But it's not, if not, okay, we'll see if we can get this one through. All right, this video is of our actual publishing platform. So I would love for you at the end of this to tell me if this is helpful. In my mind, I thought it would be helpful to actually show you exactly what the platform looks like so you know what you'll be getting into as you use it. But at the end of this session, let me know if it is useful. And you know what? I'm calling it. It's not useful. Forget it. Forget I said that. But when you go into Lulu, this is what our publishing platform looks like. So you can go to start, and then you'll put in the information about your book. Again, I'll send these slides out so you can see what this looks like in real life. But essentially, you'll just go through and put in all the information about your book. Our platform is very user-friendly and quite intuitive. You'll just follow the prompts to select what you would like to do. So here you can select how you want to use Lulu. You can use Lulu as your publishing partner. You can always also use us as your print partner. So what you would do there is instead of selecting publish your book, You would hit print your book. That's going to make truncate the steps a little bit since you won't need the copyright information and pricing and payees and all that. And you can just print copies of your book to sell in bulk, or to hand fulfill at events or hand fulfill orders through your website, or if you just need author copies or anything like that. You can use this as a printer, or you can use us as your publishing partner. So when you publish on Lulu, we have these three options for you: to sell through the Lulu bookstore, to sell through Lulu Direct, or sell through global distribution. So you can pick and choose which one will work for you, or use all three. All right. Okay, so I ideally I was going to show you some of the guts of Lulu and how it works, but really I just kind of wanted to show you how friendly and intuitive our platform is. So when you do hop in, it'll be very you'll just follow the prompts and you'll be able to publish your work, and it's very, very straightforward. I will make a note just about ISBNs with Lulu. If you want to publish with Lulu, you can use a free ISBN from us, or you can bring your own. If you use a free ISBN from Lulu, we will provide a barcode for you that you can download and put on the back cover of your book. If you use a ISBN that you own, then you can take that with you if you decide to move on from Lulu. If you use a Lulu ISBN, we will need that back whenever you're done. And then another thing to note is that our ISBN does have Lulu as the imprint. That may or may not matter to you, but just something to consider there. All right, so that was sort of how to publish with Lulu minus my video assets. But now let's talk about how you would prosper with Lulu. All right, so this is this is about sales. So that's why I'm doing the used car dog salesman here. So going wide with Lulu. So I just kind of showed you in our publishing platform some of the different options that you have with Lulu. So you can sell through the Lulu bookstore. All of these options are powered by print-on-demand and drop shipping technology. So regardless of which one you choose, you will never have to worry about inventory with Lulu. There are no minimum orders. There's not much upfront cost. You will list your book for sale once you buy a proof copy and everything looks good. And then you have these options of distribution and sales. So with the Lulu bookstore, you keep 80% of the earned revenue from every book sale. So that's 80-20 for print books, so you keep 80% of the revenue. Lulu gets 20. For ebooks, that is 90-10. At the end of this presentation, I'm going to share with you exactly what that'll look like and show you an example. But it's just a great way to kind of test the waters with Lulu. So if you don't yet have your website set up, or you're not ready yet to kind of take that next step, publishing with Lulu is very easy. You'll go through our platform. At the end of it, you can just choose if you want your book to be in general access, which means everyone can search it on the Lulu bookstore. You can put it in private access, which means that you are the only one that's able to find the book as the author. And you can put it in select access, which means that you will get a unique URL that you can share with whoever needs to find the book. We see a lot of educators using this, or if you are in that beta or proofreading phase and you just need a couple people to be able to find the book and buy it, then that's a great option. And our system will default it to private access until you get that proof copy to review, so you can make sure everything looks good before you make it available for sale. We also sell through distributors around the world with Amazon and Ingram. So obviously y'all are familiar with Amazon, I'm sure. For Ingram, most bookstores and libraries buy their books from Ingram's catalog, so it can be quite advantageous to have your book listed on Ingram's catalog. So something to just consider there depending on what your goals are in your publishing journey. And then last but not least is sell on your site. So you can completely control your sales and business strategies by selling on your own website with Lulu Direct. And one of the best parts is you get to keep 100% of the revenue from every book sale. All right, so a little bit more about direct sales with Lulu. So some of the highlights of selling direct, if you were unfamiliar with direct-to-consumer book sales, that's what this is. Lulu Direct is our e-commerce integration to allow you to sell books directly. I was talking to Kay about this a little bit before we went live, but Lulu Direct integrates with Wix, WooCommerce, and Shopify. If you have a WordPress site, WooCommerce works really well with that. But by using these solutions, you can sell your book directly through your own website. Your readers will come to your website, they will click checkout, they will stay on your website to purchase the book, and in a couple days, a couple weeks, they will have that book in the mail. And you can also white label this so it'll have your branding on the packing slip. Because you're cutting out the middleman or middlewoman, you're keeping 100% of your profit. You're also able to collect customer data with this solution. So if you're selling through retail channels, that can be a great way to just get more exposure and get a wider audience. But a lot of times when you sell through a third party channel, you're not able to see who is buying your book. So you don't have the information to remarket to that person, to build out your email list, and to build those relationships with your audience and with your readers that create a sustainable author platform. So by selling your books directly through your own website, then you are able to see who buys your book. You're able to grow that email list, reach out to them and say, thank you so much. Can you tell me how you heard about me? Can you leave me a review for my book? You might like this project that I'm working on. So there's a lot of opportunities you can be opened up to when you do start collecting that customer data. As I mentioned, this will be automated print and fulfillment. Every solution at Lulu allows you to automate the print and fulfillment and print on demand. So no minimum orders. You can sell one book at a time or buy one book at a time. White label drop shipping. So again, that just means that when your readers get their orders in the mail, it will have your branding on the packing slip and it will be delivered right to them. So you don't have to worry about warehousing or logistics or any of that. You access our global print network and you can get paid faster. So using Wix, WooCommerce, or Shopify, or any of these e-commerce platforms that will integrate with Lulu Direct or our print API, most of them have faster payouts where you can get paid within 24 to 48 hours of a sale rather than waiting 30, 60, 90 days with traditional retail outlets. So having that access to that capital and that cash flow on that 24 to 48 hour basis can really help with your marketing. I mean, when you kind of know when that money's coming in, you can reinvest in ads, spend more on marketing or reinvest in your business and just kind of know what's coming in. So it can be nice to sort of shorten that payout time. And as I said, we integrate with Wix, WooCommerce, and WordPress. For WordPress, Shopify, and our print API. If you are looking for a kind of more out-of-the-box solution, then Wix and Shopify are great. They have a lot of templates and a lot of drag and drop options so you can get set up pretty quickly. WooCommerce is very customizable. So if you really have a vision for what you want your website or your customer experience to be, then WooCommerce might be worth exploring. And with our print API, if you already have a website built on a platform that is not one of the ones that I mentioned previously, you can use our print API to connect to your website and then get all of these benefits and added customization. So if you envision having a book product that is bespoke to every reader, like you put the name of the recipient in the novel, or maybe you're selling children's books and you put the child's name in the book, or if you have a methodology or a workbook or a planner and you want to put the customer's name on it, you can do that with our API. So several options for you there depending on your goals and what you'd like to do with your book business. All right, so I'd like to share a couple of things that I think you should know before you publish. I've been at Lulu for about 10 years now, so I always like to share things that, good things we've seen along the way and things that I think would be helpful for you to start with. So hopefully this will be helpful to you to make sure everything is good to go when it's time to publish. First, this dog is shocked because she never thought about any of these things. First are your goals. So knowing what your goals are is very important when you go to publish. And the goal can just be holding a copy of your book in your hands. And that is a completely valid goal. But if you have a goal of selling books or making money or reaching a wider audience, then make sure that you're getting really clear on what these are and setting a timeline for them. I shared in a presentation earlier the SMARTER method, which is just a way to track goals. That's an acronym, and you just want to set something that's attainable and time-based and evaluate and all those things. So that could be a good framework for you, but you just want to take some time to understand what your goals are for the book and what does success feel like to you. And this is going to change for every book that you put out there, but knowing your goals in the beginning will help you make the decisions along the way. So what publishing platform should I choose? What distribution methods do I need to plug into to reach my goals? How long do I want to take for this process? Or when do I want to see these numbers rather? So a lot of times, a sales goal for your book is a good thing, but selling 100 copies of your book in a week feels very different than selling 100 copies of your book in a month or 6 months or 5 years. So just think about what you want, what looks like, what success looks like for you, and how that will feel, and then get kind of clear on that so that you can have that as your North Star as you're making these other decisions. Number two is audience. So this could, this could also be number one. This could be goals could be 1A and 1B could be audience really, because you have to know who you're writing for. We have met so many authors. I have been at so many events where authors come up to me and say, "Hey, I published my book. How do I sell it?" And it's just kind of an unfortunate question because really you should know how to sell it because you should know who your audience is and you should know how to reach them. So if you are thinking, well, I know what I want my book to be, or I know what book I'm publishing, but I don't know who it's for, then just take some time to figure that out. There are some great positioning statements online that you can look at to figure out that your book will benefit this audience by delivering, and you kind of fill in the blank. So I think it's my book will benefit blank by delivering blank. So it seems very simple, but you want to really be able to get clear on who your ideal reader is so you can go find that person. It's just like building a character. Like you really want to know everything about that character so you can write them well and with depth. That's what you want to do for your ideal reader persona. You want to know what their hobbies are. You want to know where they're getting information. You want to know what websites they visit. You want to know what social media platforms they're active on. What events do they go to? So you can either go to those events or join those communities or be present where they are so you can share your book and get your work in front of them and understand how they're connecting with that material. So your audience and knowing your audience is just so crucial and so important. And so much of your success publishing will hinge on how clear you are about who the audience is for your book. All right, next is publishing timeline. So how long do you want to take to publish your book? So publishing can be something that you do on the side, and it can certainly be something that you do when you have time, but get a clear idea of how long you want it to take for you to make your book, just so you can set goals. I'm a big fan of what we call a work back plan. So that just says, hey, I want to launch my book in November. So I'm going to go ahead and count 6 months back from that or however long you need and set up, okay, this is when my book is going to launch. This is when I need to have my creative assets locked in. This is when I need to have the book ready to go to production. This is when my beta readers need to be done. So all these dates and all these little details that go into producing a beautiful and professional looking book, you can, once you have that kind of end date in sight, you can work back and make sure everything stays on track. Number 4 is budget. So you can publish a book on all kinds of budgets. You could have a very bougie book, or you can have a basic book. You can go with frills, or you can go with fancy. I have no more alliterative terms for that, but you can publish on a very wide range of budgets. So decide what that is for you. Think about your book. What is your goal? Again, knowing what your goals are. If you want to see your book on a bestseller list, if you want it to be in bookstores or making the rounds at book clubs, then you're going to need to have, maybe a higher budget for your book. If I'm sorry, you may want to have a higher budget for your book. On the other side of that would be, okay, so I just want a couple copies of it. I'm just testing this out. Then your budget may be a little bit smaller. So think about what the goals are and then let that influence what your budget is. When you know your budget, then you can go to number 5 and build your publishing team. So knowing your publishing team is very important. Having one is very important. I've noticed that most of the books that I've seen at Lulu that are successful, they have a team behind them. A team doesn't have to be 12 people. A team can be 2 people. A team can be 3 or 4. Just look at your book and be really honest about what you need to do to make it the best book possible. So we do have some articles. We did a YouTube video on building your publishing dream team. But of course, some of the usual suspects would be editors, cover designers, formatters, proofreaders, beta readers, things like that. So think about the things that you will need to make the best book possible and then go find the service providers that can do that for you. The publishing timeline can also really help with that because as you're having these conversations with these professionals of what you are looking for, then you can say, here's my budget, here's what I'd like to spend, or kind of negotiate that with them and also say, and here's when I need this to be done. So here's the delivery date. So again, having all these other pieces in line can be really helpful with your publishing team and your audience. Because knowing if you want to work with someone who is familiar with your genre. And so kind of knowing your audience and the genre expectations can be helpful there. All right, and my pro tip on this slide is decide on your trim size and research the file specifications of your publishing platform. So I'm saying this because it's good to know what size book you want to create, but especially if you're doing something that's like kind of out of the ordinary or has a lot of illustrations or images in it. Because if you're working with a designer on that book or someone to help you format it, they're going to need to know the trim size of your book. So if you can kind of start in the beginning and say, I'm going to make a 6 by 9, or I'm going to make an 8.5 by 11, 5.5 by 5.5, whatever your trim size is, if you know that in the beginning, then that can help you have more productive conversations with your publishing team and with folks helping you design your book. This can also be important for distribution. It's not something that I probably would have thought about outside of working at Lulu, but not every retail channel can produce every book. So with print on demand, when you sell through Amazon, Amazon is going to make that book. Amazon doesn't make coil bound books. So on Lulu, on our pricing calculator, we have a little icon that will denote if it's available for global distribution or retail distribution. So as you're kind of building your book, just think about what your goals are, what your distribution goals are, and make sure that you are creating a trim size that is distribution eligible. So just another note that I like to kind of call out, something that you may not have thought of before now. All right, so let's share some examples of Lulu users in the wild. All right, again, if you came to my session at the Women in Publishing Summit, it's a bit of a refresher for you, but Lynette Greenfield has been a Lulu customer, has been around the Lulu ecosystem for years. I think I met her for the first time in 2017. She was with another publisher, and we met her at an event, and she just wasn't really happy with the publisher she was with. So, we were excited that she made the move to Lulu. And since then, she has just kind of her career has just blossomed, and it's been really exciting to see. So she started out as an author. She was writing. She's quite prolific. She's written over 20 books, and she just is writing all the time. But she was publishing her own work with Lulu, and she noticed that so many people were asking her, how are you doing it? What's the secret? What is your expertise? Can you share that with me? And she was just teaching so many people just how to do it and sharing so much information. She was able to turn that into a business. So she became an expert in indie publishing and launched Limelight Publishing. So she's published over 70 authors. So again, I think maybe she launched Limelight in 2019 or so. So, since then, publishing the work of over 70 authors is just such an amazing feat. And it's all because she was doing it. And through people asking her, hey, how are you doing this? Can you share this with me? Can you give me some information? She was able to build a business from that. So for those of you out there that are working in a niche, or you have a field that you're an expert in, can you create content that helps people that you could sell in the form of a book, or even making a YouTube channel or a podcast or a blog, sharing that expertise and sort of building your credibility in that space as Lynette did. So because of her knowledge and her knowledge base on the subject, she has book speaking engagements and several interviews. She is active on social media, and she has multiple distribution channels. So when I went over the slide about all the distribution channels with Lulu, you can go either or, you can use all of them, you can use Lulu just as a printer. So again, this is where your goals come in. So where is your audience? Where are they going to be? And what are your goals for distribution, for reaching them, and for sales? Think about that, and then let that kind of dictate where you decide to sell your book and how you decide to market it. All right, so Dominique Calderon, I love her content so much. She is a content creator and an entrepreneur. She's the creator of Self Love Rainbow. So if you are on Instagram, you can search that and see her page. It mirrors her cover art here very beautifully. But she publishes a self-care planner each year with Lulu. She kind of has a series of them. And as I was looking at her work and kind of preparing for this session, I wanted to call out, so she does 2 different versions. She does her self-care planner, and then she does like a witchy self-care planner, which is really fun. And she offers them in different sizes as well. And I was just thinking about, recommending this to you, because if you are thinking about publishing a book, offer a couple different formats. Not only can it give people, a different experience, people who like hardcover, people who like paperback, audiobook, ebook, etc., but also it can allow you to offer different price points and then hit a wider audience that way as well. So folks that love your content, maybe they can't always buy the 8.5 by 11 full color hardcover version. Maybe they can buy a smaller, black and white. So just a little tip there. But Dominique publishes these planners with us each year. She also does worksheets and printables. So a planner is a seasonal product. So to supplement that, she does worksheets and printables, also gets email addresses from those as well. And she sells on Lulu and Etsy and has a Patreon for exclusive content. So again, that multiple distribution options. And she's very active on social media as well. Dominique sells through Lulu's bookstore. I did just want to include a shot of what that will look like. So if you do sell your books through Lulu's bookstore, this is what your sell page will look like. If you scroll down, it will tell you the exact specifications of the book. So 8.5 by 11, coil bound, full color, 70 pages, whatever it may be. I think that that's really helpful because, I think we've all probably been in a Temu situation where you order something online and you get it and it's yikes. So I like that Lulu includes that. Your readers can see exactly what they're getting. She also has a link to her author page or author spotlight. So if you publish multiple books and sell them on Lulu, your author spotlight is kind of your home base. It's where you can link to your website, your social media channels, and have some information about you, and then list all of your books as well. And then, of course, under the book, we have the description of the book that Dominique has entered in. So just wanted to give you an example of what that looks like to sell through the Lulu bookstore. And next we have Katie Cross. So I did mention her a little bit earlier, but Katie is a Lulu author and she's an entrepreneur. She has published over 45 titles. So again, quite prolific. She has so many series on her website. You can go look at it. She's got a ton of adventures for you to explore. And she consistently publishes new content. She writes in series rather than standalone. So I think that was really interesting when I was kind of researching her and just how she is able to market so well and be so successful as an author. And I think the series are a part of that. I think writing standalone books is great too. But when you write something in a series, then you're giving your reader a reason to constantly check in with you, to be looking for that next book or buy that series. And also, I think it kind of lends itself a bit more to a fandom. There are certainly standalone books that have built fandoms around them, but when you're building that series, the reader has so much more time in this world with those characters. And on Katie's website, she does a great job with the swag as well and is able to sort of parlay the worlds that she's built in these books into other products. She also focuses on the reader experience. So building communities, having content out all the time, working with her audience and having that fandom built is a great way to really build relationships with your readers instead of having something that's just transactional. Strong email marketing campaigns. This is just a huge part of building an author business. It's a huge part of building any business, to be honest. I mean, email marketing is there are a lot of studies that will say that email marketing has better ROI than social media marketing or a lot of other marketing channels that you can invest in. So if you have not invested in building an email marketing program, here's your sign. Today's the day. Email marketing, I mean, there's a ton of platforms out there that will be quite affordable for you. And this is just a way for you to stay in touch. And when you do sell direct, as Katie does, then you can start building out that email list, remarketing to people, doing seasonal campaigns, flash sales, giving out chapters for free to entice people to buy books and things like that. So having a strong email marketing campaign can be one of the best things, one of the best investments that you make in your business. And she incorporates direct sales, which I have an example of here. So Katie uses Lulu Direct with Shopify. So you can see here the book that I just showed, or that I was just showing. This is when you go to the sale page. So when you say add to cart, it'll take you here. What I really love that she has done is she's giving you exactly what the book is about. So I love that under here, she's describing it. Is it available in ebook? Yes, buy it in ebook. Purchase it on Audible. She's giving you any way that you want to read this book. She's providing it for you. And I also like that she says it's clean romantasy. It's not related to my other books. I mean, again, as I mentioned, she's got a ton, stacks on stacks of series. So for her, she needs to say, this is a standalone. This does not relate to my other series. Here's the fantasy world, butterfly-sized dragons. It's an immediate add to cart. So I wanted to share this example because a lot of times, when you sell on Amazon or really anything that you buy online, there's usually a point in the checkout process where the seller will say, "Hey, do you want this?" Or readers also purchased, or our other customers also purchased this. And that's an upsell. And Katie is doing a great job of doing that here without it feeling gross or salesy. She just knows her audience and she knows her customers. And she's saying, hey, if you bought this, then people also buy these two other books. So you can play around with that as well. If you have your backlist that you're trying to boost and get in front of people, then you can put your backlist or whatever series you want to highlight on these sale pages to kind of introduce it to people and hopefully get them to purchase that and add to cart as well. You can also do promos, and she has one going on at the time that I took the screenshot. So again, that's enticing when you see, oh, this book's on sale, so let me go ahead and grab it, and maybe you'll get the bundle and grab those others as well. When you click buy with Shop Pay or add to cart, this will all keep you on Katie's site. So you'll complete the full checkout process on her website. You'll get that confirmation email. You'll get all the information about the order. And then in a couple weeks, you will have the book in your hands and the packing slip will say Katie Cross. All right, so I had a couple authors that I shared. I'm just going to really quickly go through a couple of the things that they had in common that I think is kind of the take home for their success and just things that we've noticed from successful authors at Lulu. Number one is they take the work seriously. I mean, I want to say this is obvious, but I know that we've all seen books, even traditionally published books, and you just think, really? Really? So taking the work seriously, I mean, really investing in that. And again, getting clear on their goals, really knowing their audience, understanding the budget they have to work with, and creating the best product possible within that. So really approaching this as a business, not a hobby or a side hustle or anything like that. Publishing content regularly. So in this example of these three ladies, I mean, some are publishing books all the time. For Dominique, she's publishing content on social media all the time and doing a book once a year. So regardless of what that format looks like for you, they're constantly putting out new content to stay relevant and top of mind with their audience. They each have a team. So again, it varies in size, but they are working with other people to make the best book possible, whether that's editors or designers or assistants or even Lulu to publish and fulfill book orders for them. They're creating high quality products, of course, I'd like to say, because they're all using Lulu. But again, regardless of what platform you use to make your books, take the time to get the proof copy. Order from, make sure you go from start to finish with the order process to make sure everything's going to look good. And then, only then, when you know everything looks great, then make it available for sale. They found their niche. So I'm laughing because at our office, we always have this conversation of, is it niche or is it niche? So say, drop in the comments which one you think, but it won't matter because it's spelled the same. But they found their niche. So they know exactly who their audience is. And the more niche you can get, the better. I was in a session not too long ago and somebody said, I am so niche. Is this a problem? How can I market here? And I'm like, that's great because you're probably in your own lane. If you have really niched down, then you're probably kind of creating something that is new. And you're probably a member of that community or that audience or that niche. So you should kind of have a foot in the door on how to get in front of people and how to market it. They publish in multiple formats, so I touched on that. But again, it can be great to make sure you're accommodating everyone and how they like to read and interact with your content. But it also kind of gives you more price points so you can, reach that audience and allow them to interact with or purchase your work on a different scale than just going for the most expensive item you have. They've created multiple revenue streams. So Lynette is publishing other work. She's writing herself. So she's selling books. She's doing consulting. And she is selling books as well. For Dominique, she's selling downloadables and printables. She's got her planner every year. And she's built a Patreon community for that monthly subscription. And Katie Cross is writing all the time. She's got a ton of series that she's publishing. She also has several different items on her website that are swag and all kinds of stuff to create those multiple revenue streams. They use multiple distribution channels. So this could be you are hand-fulfilling books at a book fair or you're selling books in person and you're selling on the Lulu bookstore. This could be you're selling on Amazon and you're hand-fulfilling books that come through your website. This could be you're selling through Lulu Direct and you're selling through the Lulu bookstore. It can be whatever makes sense for you. It really just goes back to where your audience is and how you can connect with them. All right. And then have a way to connect directly with their audience. So they all have a way. So direct sales is the main way, but Dominique doesn't have direct sales. So the way that she connects directly with her audience is through Patreon. So regardless of if you're selling directly and you are selling books through your own website or meeting people in person, have a way that you can connect with your audience. That could be an email list. I would say social media, but the thing about social media is it's fickle. It's finicky. You can see algorithms change all the time. Information gets suppressed or propped up. So social media is a great discoverability tool, obviously, but you kind of want to think of a way to get your readers from social media over to your blog, over to your email list, over to your community. It could be on Circle or Patreon, or I mean, there's a ton out there. So as you are thinking about building a sustainable author brand, just consider how can you get your readers from social media to kind of your own channel. So that could be, again, your website or a community that you've built. All right, so here are some resources for you. The Women in Publishing discount is WinPub15. I think that may expire in June. My email's on the next slide, so if you have any questions about that, reach out. But that will give you 15% off of print products with Lulu. So you can go and try out our platform if you have a book that's ready to publish. If not, we do have free interior file templates. So if you go to lulu.com, we have a resources tab. I think it's called resources. And you can find our guides and templates. And then we have free planner, journal, and notebook interior files. They're blank, lined, dot, and grid, 100 or 200 pages. So if you just wanted to make a notebook for yourself and just kind of test out the process, since I wasn't able to show you, very mysterious, I wasn't able to show you that video today. So if you did just want to go through the platform and see what you thought, test out the quality, you can download a free interior file, make a cover on our cover creator, and get out the door and use this 15% off code as you check out. Learn more about Lulu at lulu.com. Again, we do have a ton of free information. So we have our YouTube channel and our Lulu U series. So new to self-publishing, Meet Lulu is another good overview of the things I talked about today. If you want to get started with direct sales, direct-to-consumer book selling is a great blog that we put out. And then you can follow us all over the internet at lulu.com. All right, so that is it for me. I don't know if you can see me or if I'm so pixelated I look like a video game from 1989, but I am Chelsea. My email address is cbennett@lulu.com. Please reach out to me if you had any questions. I hope this was helpful. And again, thank you so much for joining me today. And I'm happy to answer any questions that you have.
And there are plenty of questions in the Q&A box. Now,
Okay, great.
would you like to have me read them to you, or would you like to take them? Which would you prefer?
All right. I will take them just because since the internet is a little bit glitchy and I don't want to try to answer you before you're done or get cut off. So I think that I'll have time to get through all these. But thank you, Kay, for being my co-pilot in the woods
Absolutely.
with
I will
me.
give you the screen back and I will stay on sound if you have any questions. Okay, and you see the
Awesome.
Q&A box at the bottom?
I do. Thank you very
Excellent.
much. All righty. Okay, so Marianne is kicking us off with the first question. Wow, you asked this at 106, so you just knew exactly what you're coming here for, and I appreciate that. All right, can I update my current book on Lulu so keep on Amazon and keep my 16 reviews? Can I change the cover, ISBN, 10% of the book content? Can I redo the description categories? All right, so can I add A+ content to the Lulu book? So I think if it's just 10%, if you change the ISBN, I don't think you can keep your reviews. This is an interesting one, but essentially, I think it is like if you change that 20%, so you're saying 10%, which would keep you within the guidelines, but I think if you change only 10%, you can definitely update your book on Lulu. So question one, you can update your book at any time. If you update it though, and you change the ISBN, you will have to go back through the distribution process, unfortunately. So I don't know if you may want to just create a new version instead of trying to update that one. But again, Marianne, if you want to email me, cbennett@lulu.com, I can ask our team and see what recommendations they would make. But if you do anything with the ISBN, because all the metadata is locked into that, you're probably going to have to go through the distro process again. All right. And thank you very much for that question. Elizabeth is asking, can I publish in 14-point font? Yes, you can publish in any font that you choose. At Lulu, you just need two PDFs for your project. You'll need one PDF for your interior file and one PDF for your cover file. You will come again in the video. What you would have seen is you'll go and upload the interior file and your cover file and go through the prompts there. So whatever you have, it will publish. As long as it's not against our terms and conditions, which is like hate speech or inciting violence or things like that. But yeah, publish small fonts, publish large fonts, do whatever you need to do. Thank you for that question. All right, Jacqueline is saying, hello, can you have a magazine, say, and then a link for your site for visitors to select and choose how many copies? Plus, can you add a % markup? Absolutely. We do magazines, and the great thing about magazines with Lulu is that you can do printing on the interior cover. You can do that with our comic book product as well. And you can absolutely sell them to your site. So you can sell them through your own website and just have the product listing on your site, or you can sell them on Lulu's site, and you can sell the book for whatever you want. On Lulu's website, you can sell the book. You just can't make the price of the book less than the manufacturing cost. If you want to sell your book directly, then you could say, hey, I'm doing this for charity and I'll sell it for $1 and I'll eat the difference, But you can absolutely sell it for whatever you want, and you can always change that. So regardless of how you sell through Lulu or Lulu Direct, you can change the price at any time based on your needs or, the market or however you want to do that. So absolutely. And thank you for that question. All right, Marianne saying, how does Lulu work with Ingram? My book is loaded on both. So we work with Ingram, the parent company. We don't work with Ingram Spark. So if your book is already on Ingram Spark, then that's fine. You can leave it there. We work with Ingram for distribution. So Ingram Spark and Lulu, we don't have any connection there. We just work with the parent company, Ingram. All right. And Deb is asking, if we are already publishing through KDP or Ingram, can we switch to using Lulu? Of course. We would love to have you at Lulu. Yeah, no issues there. And also, you can use Lulu with other platforms that you have. So, as Marianne just mentioned, working on Ingram working with Ingram Spark and Lulu, yes, there are no exclusivity with Lulu. We play nice with other platforms. So it just depends on where your readers are. And you may have a paperback through KDP. You want to do a hardcover on Lulu, or you may decide, for whatever reason you don't want to work with KDP, then you can also use Lulu as an alternative as well. All right, Angela is asking, if I write in multiple genres, psychological horror and children's books under different pen names for different genres, should I have a different site for each genre? I would say yes, and it's just because your genres are so there's quite a dichotomy there. So yeah, I would say yes. And if you're doing different pen names, yeah. I mean, if you get to a point where people know you and they know that you are the author of both of these under separate pen names, then you could have a different pages on your website, and then maybe that wouldn't matter. But just depending on where you are in your journey, I would do those completely separately so that, someone looking for a sweet little children's book for little Maribel doesn't fall down into like a psychological horror novel of, whatever that may be. So I would keep them separate for now. I think that would be probably the best practice. All right. Jacqueline saying your earlier question was answered. All right. Well, I think I maybe answered it again. Sorry about that. How easy is it to set up an account here in the UK and sell in the US? I publish a digital magazine and want the ability to offer a print version. All right, well, that's wonderful. It's really easy. I mean, we have global print networks. So we have, I think, 3 printers in the US. We have 1 in the UK, France, let's see, Canada, Australia, I think India. I think we have like 3 or 4 in Canada, actually. So we have them all over the place. It's very easy. You would just create your account on lulu.com. Creating an account with Lulu is free. From there, you just upload your project, so upload your magazine, order a proof copy, make sure it looks good, and then you can make it available for sale. And you can do that, again, through our bookstore, through your own website if you would like to do that. And then we'll deliver them wherever they're sold. So no issues with global shipping or anything like that. And thank you for that question. All right, and Barbara's asking, does Lulu do editing? We do not. So at this time, we only offer print and publishing services. We only help you print and publish, rather. If you do need editing services, we have a page called lulu.com/partners. You can go there and we have a ton of vetted, I was going to say vetted vendors and editors that you can select from that would be happy to help you edit your book. Also, the-efa.org is a great resource for editors. And thank you for your question. All right, Diana, are there really good instructions on the website about Lulu API, like how to actually set it up on your website? I use Squarespace for my website. Yes. And we are working on making more instructions all the time. We're actually, our videographer is working on a 5-step explainer and tutorial for our API. But essentially, you need to know how to code or be able to work with a developer or have a developer on staff. We provide all the documentation that you need to get set up, but you will have to be a bit tech savvy to integrate the platform. So I will say that. But yeah, we do have a ton of documentation and content on how to do it, and more will be coming in the next couple weeks. So definitely keep an eye out. You can sign up for our email list or just visit our website and find that information. Or send me an email. I'll be happy to help. We have a great e-commerce team that can help with that as well. All right, and Lisa, and thank you for that question. Lisa's asking, I assume that all trim sizes are available on the Lulu sales site. The book I'm brewing at the moment needs to be a format, for example, Amazon doesn't do. Yes, ma'am. Great question. All of the formats that Lulu makes, we can sell through the Lulu bookstore, and you can sell through direct. So there's no limitations there, but yes, there are obviously, as you noted here, some formats that Amazon doesn't do. So if you're looking for an alternative, every format that we make, you can sell through our bookstore or through your own website, through Lulu Direct or our print API. All right. Does Lulu help with cover design? We don't help with cover design. We do have a free cover creation tool that is sort of similar to Canva if you're familiar with that. So you can definitely go and play around with that. But again, lulu.com/partners, we have some cover designers listed there, as well as other services you might need to create your book. We do have some like free content on best practices for creating covers on our YouTube channel and maybe our blog. So maybe a good place to start if you're looking to design your own cover. Do you design author websites at Lulu? We don't, but again, lulu.com/partners. Look there and see if we have any platforms listed available. I know that there are some that we've highlighted recently, but I can't think of the name off the top of my head. If you want to send me an email, I can give you a list of recommended providers that we've worked with. All right, and Angela's asking, expanding on my previous question, if I have one business name in which I sell all genre books under, but have different pen names, will I need to have separate accounts on Lulu? No, that's a good question. No, you can create one account on Lulu, and then from there, you can publish as many books as you want under as many names as you want. That would be no issue at all. And Laura Lynn is asking, can one send free copies, such as to reviewers or sponsors through Lulu? Absolutely. So there's a couple ways you could do it. You can go into your Lulu account and just place those orders one at a time and ship those books out. You can also use our order import tool for that. So if you have, 5 people that you want to send the books to, you put in the SKU for the book or the product ID for the book, the customer information or the reader information, and their address, and you just upload a CSV file and you place all those orders at one time. So that might be a really quick and easy solution for you. Thanks for the question. All right, Karen is asking, is it easy to upload a manuscript to Lulu? Always get stuck and overwhelmed when it comes to KDP and picking all the parameters. What is the Lulu upload process like, high level? Oh, Karen, if only my video would have worked. Yeah, so it is easy as long as your interior file matches the trim size of your book. That's why I recommend go to lulu.com/pricing, build your book, and use the templates that we provide for your specific book. Just start there. That way, when you are using those templates to write your manuscript, then you can know that when you go to upload, it'll be really straightforward. You just have to have a PDF. As long as that PDF is the same size as the trim size of your book, it should upload without a hitch. If you do have issues, we have a great support team. You can submit a support ticket, and their response time, I think, is 24 to 48 hours. So we have a ton of resources to help you through that. But I will say it is very intuitive. We'll tell you the issues with the file if there are issues. But as long as your fonts are embedded and your images are 300 DPI or higher, and your trim size matches, or the document size matches the trim size, and it's a PDF, you should be good to go. All right. Thank you for the different sites. Well, I need a separate account on Lulu also. You just need one account on Lulu. If you are doing direct sales, you just need one Lulu account, and then you can connect all of your websites to that account. You'll access everything through your Lulu dashboard, including your products. And then Elizabeth is asking, can I do an ebook that can be downloaded to Kobo? Yes, we also offer ebooks, and we have distribution with Apple, Kobo, um, a lot, and others as well. So yeah, you can look at if you just look at our website and look at the ebooks under our products, you can see everywhere we distribute, but you can absolutely publish an ebook through Lulu and put it up on Kobo.
All right. Thank you so much, Chelsea. I know she was having technical difficulties today because of the
Yes.
slow internet. What I can say is she also was one of the presenters at the WIP Summit this year. So if you were in the videos, I believe she did Monday. Did you go through some of the things that froze in your
Yes.
webinar? So
Yeah, yes, both of those videos, I did go through the pricing calculator and I went through the publishing platform as well. So yeah, thank you, Kay. That video was clear and should work.
So for everyone who was at the summit, just go into Monday's webinar day, and I believe that's day two, and she is there. I think you did the afternoon, if I'm not mistaken. I feel like it was a one
Actually,
o'clock,
I think it was from 12 to 1, I
12 to
think.
1. So it was
Yeah.
really close.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So just check that out, and that you can see the videos that we unfortunately missed today. But
Yes.
I would love for everyone to give her hearts and applause and reactions to how wonderful she did today. Thank you so, so, so very much. This was extremely helpful to a lot of people. I saw all the thank yous in the chat. So thank you for coming back and educating us on a lot of stuff that we're all going to have to walk away and think about.
Yeah, I know it's a little bit like drinking out of a fire hose. I guess today a very pixelated fire hose, but thank you all for spending time with me today. I hope this was helpful. See Bennett at lulu.com if I can help with anything else. I hope you all have a wonderful Wednesday. And Kay, thank you so much for all your help with this.
Of course. Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you around the WIP Society and the summit. All right, take care.
Bye, everybody.